Here is a kingdom of fast humans but with no strength against a kingdom of strong humans but with no speed. I let them grow for a century before pitting them against one another to answer the question which is better between speed and strength. I create the biome with grass and trees, and I place the infamous wall who divides the two cultures. On one side we have genetically modified humans to have a lot of speed, a lot of attack speed, but very low damage and few HP. The other group is quite the opposite. They have a lot of strength, they have a huge HP pool but low speed and low attack speed. Both groups created a kingdom and I renamed them to see more clearly. So we have Flash and we have the Brutes. We can now see how fast they actually are and how slow brutes are. But what will be the difference with all this speed? Well, you will see. Obeferi is the queen of the brutes and you can see a ship. Now, usually a ship this close to the human settlement would die, but nothing. The brutes are even too slow to even react. Third year and the Flash have already built a few houses and are growing fast. That's the whole shebang. They are fast at everything. And in the meantime, well, the brutes are still struggling with even the basics. Now, the new queen of the Flashes is named Kelegon. I have to rename them. And she's a flesh eater. I mean, we know that. Nobody's vegan here. Unless it's another kind of flesh? The brutes are mining some ores, but it takes forever. And then they finally have the first house. At year 5. 5 years to construct a single home. Meanwhile, Flashes have already built a town hall. But how is it possible? Well, we're gonna take a closer look. Here is the typical day of a Flash. I like to start my day by placing resources in the warehouse, and then I mine a bit and I realize I forgot something at home. So I run as fast as I can to my home to get back to stuff. In and out in merely a few seconds and I'm already back to work. What a wonderful day. And now the brutes. Well, I start the day by walking and it's been a day already. What's a day? What you talking about? And that's how in year 9 they already have a new village. I think you got the point. The Flashes do everything quicker. From mining to building, etc. And even more, each travel between 2 points is way faster. And for the brutes, it's quite the opposite. They walk so slowly, so every task is painfully slow. Even more so when there is multiple. And guess what else they are good at? Making babies. Yep, already more than 100 Flash for only 52 brutes. Not even sure I saw a house with hearts, like they do their thing lightning fast and bang, an heir. She's also a flesh eater and I rename her Sonic. I'm sure she's destined for great things. Year 18 and this is a major stomp by the Flashes. They are 3 times as numerous as the brutes and for them it's not looking good. No children are being made and they took 18 years to make a single farm. Everything is so slow it almost cost a famine. Look at that, this guy only had 2 meals in 18 years. This guy only 1. They survive only because of the health pool, but it's not good. The growth of the Brutes kingdom is painfully slow, to a point where they can't even eat, and I wonder how they will compete against the Flashes who have everything, from buildings to even babies. And so I try to even the odds. By year 27 I edit the gene pool to add a little more speed to the brute, and I even add the handsome migrants. This adds some villagers with handsome, soft skin and savage. This can help repopulate a kingdom quickly. And I hope it will be enough for the brutes to climb back to the ladder, because they only have 1 village and the Flashes have already 250 against 60. At this point, it would be safe to assume that it's over for the brutes, because each brute has to compete against 3 or 4 Flashes for it to be even. So why do I keep on going? The Flashes clearly won. Well, I have to show you something. I quickly create a new world and I place a brute and a Flash and I force them against each other. And well, the brute explodes the Flash, like not even close, even 100 HP lost. This means that for a Flash to win, they have to be 3 or 4 against 1 brute. This means, at the kingdom scale, they have to be 900 to beat only 300 brutes. That's why they have to do everything faster if they want to have a chance to survive against the innate, stupid strength of the brutes. So right now the Flashes have good numbers, but they have to stay this way. That being said, In the year 56, a grim veil of red engulfs both kingdoms, and everything seems prone to war. This is the Age of Chaos, a period of doubt and anger who might unveil some hidden madness on the brutes. Everybody in red is crazy and they attack on sight. Thankfully they are being subdued, but not easily. Look how many hits it takes to kill one brute. In addition, during the Age of Chaos you have red clouds who have red rain, which causes rage in some people. During the Age of Chaos, it's written that it had a chance to unleash the inner demons. I wonder if this will have consequences for some of our citizens. The clouds mostly go over the kingdom of the Flashes, and the brutes are quite safe for now, being at the south. In year 63, well, nothing happens. Even with the rage and all the madness, well, it's quite calm. The Flash continue growing rapidly, and the brutes continue being slow. Population-wise, it's nearly 800 against 200, so it's quite a good chance at fighting, well, at least for now. It's quite boring, to be honest, not that much chaos. The Flash now have a religion, the Nosa, which allows them to have lightning and some shields and even teleportation. This is the best religion I have ever seen, like, I think this is going to be relevant later. 87 years old, the Queen of the Flashes, Cleganla, is now crippled and in fragile health, but she doesn't give up and still writes a book. And this is a math book, which gives experience and intelligence, and if the villagers read it, well, they will gain huge bonus stats, allowing them to level up faster and gain even more stats. And she'll write another, a biology this time, which gives them even more statistics. But the army of the brutes is nearly stronger than the army of the Flashes, and this is because the warfare stats, which allows more units to be crafted during a war, is higher in the brutes. The Flashes, it's only 17, and for the brutes, it's 28. It means only 25% of the Flashes are in the army against 33% of the brutes. But things are getting worse because the clouds are starting to rain heavily on the villages of the Flash. So much so that a rumor starts to spread. Some people are starting to discuss that they want to be king instead of the king. But it's just a joke, right? Yeah, just a joke, nothing to worry about. There is a revolution and everybody is at war. This is a huge conflict, and the worst thing is, the queen of the rebels is none other than Sonic, daughter of the main queen. The Age of Chaos scrambled her brain and she is now rebelling against her own mother. People who were neighbors a few days ago are now killing each other. This is not going to end well. And well, Sonic's dad dies in battle, and Sonic herself dies. The town who rebelled is back in the kingdom, but having lost a lot of inhabitants. And what's more, the queen herself, Cleganla, who had 21 births, only has 9 remaining child. She fell in love again with a 24 years... She's 96? Oh god. An earthquake even strikes another villages. This reduces again the population, bringing them only at twice the amount of the brutes, and this is going to be difficult for the Flashes. In year 87, the Veil of Red finally disappears and both kingdoms can grow again. And this is the Age of Hope. The Flashes now have 13 years to grow back to their strength and beat the brutes. But will they be able to do it? Well, it seems like it. Because the Queen of the Flashes is doing some sort of magic, and it's a shield that goes on every single warrior. This might be very useful against some brutes who attack very strong but very slowly. The Queen reactivates the spell continuously. Her army is protected. Year 90 and the Flash have everything. They have a beautiful kingdom with barracks and statues and even a town hall upgraded and a palace. It's the embodiment of develop as fast as possible and have everything that you can as soon as possible. On the other side, the brutes, well, it's a bit more Spartan-like. There is no luxury, they rely only on strength and health. We will see now who wins. The time has finally come, 600 brutes against 1200 Flashes. I finally removed the wall and let's go. The Flashes start by invading and conquering a part of the northern kingdom of the brutes. And this does not sit well with the Queen, who starts to write a book, maybe about war, and this is indeed a declaration of war. And as soon as it's done, the Flashes rush in the kingdom of the brutes, destroying everything in their wake, so much so that they have flames. The Queen of the Flashes begins the ritual to shield the troops against the huge strength of the brutes. But then something happens. The war brought the age of despair, and this is dire. I even tried to change it back to the age of hope, but it's impossible. This was brought by the death of Clagunla, the Queen of the Flashes. She was way too close to the front line to perform the ritual. My guess is she took a hit and died. And her dying means none of the soldiers were protected by the shield, and this was a massacre. The Flashes try what they can with bows. The army of the brutes is slow but so much more effective. Picture this, one single arrow does 20 amount of damage, but the brutes each have more than 1,000 health points, so this is impossible for them. Behold, a lone soldier quickly tries to evade the brutes by spamming the bow, but sadly and surely, the brutes' advantage is so much stronger. They slowly invade the south of the kingdom and destroy everything in their path, conquering inevitably. At this point, they have conquered nearly half of the Flash's kingdom, and well, it's not the new king who's going to change anything. He's a 97 diplomat who is asleep. Yeah, diplomacy is not going to save him when he's going to be woke up by a brute. He runs away, kills his aggressor, and goes back to the palace, goes back again, and is dead. And then the new king of the Flashes is, well, 2 years old, lost a city, slept outside and, well, lost everything. It's nearly over, the brutes are destroying everything, and so he takes the only decision that remains. He surrenders. The kingdom of the Flash falls and the brutes end the war. Aubefrere is the only queen who survived the experiment at 124 years old, but there was not really a contest. She will be remembered as the first one to ever survive. The Flash had everything, they innovated quickly and built even more so, but then they failed to adapt when things changed. And thus innovation was hindered and they lost to those who had everything at birth. This was a crazy experiment and I have a lot more in store, so feel free to subscribe if you want to see what's next.